In light of the mass death and lockdowns to halt the spread of COVID-19, which inadvertently caused a hemorrhage of jobs and small businesses. Now, some big businesses are also failing despite their easy access to government largesse. It's the end of an era. Home goods and furniture titan Pier 1 Imports has ceased operations after 58 years in business. Pier 1 Imports is a Fort Worth, Texas-based online retailer and former retail chain specializing in imported home furnishings and decor, particularly furniture, tabletop items, decorative accessories, and seasonal decor. It was publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange under ticker PIR. As recently as January 2020, Pier 1 had over 1,000 physical stores throughout the United States and Canada. Pier 1 filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection on February 17, 2020, and on May 19, 2020, announced it was asking the bankruptcy court to close all stores, due in large part to the COVID-19 pandemic. Pier 1, which first launched in 1962, began as a brick-and-mortar destination for interesting designs from around the globe. It provided US consumers with international furniture designs that only high-end city boutiques had at the time. At the same time, Pier 1's product selection seemed to toe the line between quality and price. Its products were more expensive than other big retailers' products, but they weren't necessarily better. Before the internet, this generally worked because there were fewer options. But digital companies like eBay and Etsy rose to ascendance, sourcing cheaper and often better products, thus making a destination like Pier 1 more obsolete. In 2017, the company brought on Alasdair James to lead the company's transformation. A year later, he announced the company revamp, dubbed A New Day. As part of the relaunch, Pier 1 tried to diversify its merchandise by going beyond just furniture and offering different sorts of so-called international products, like candles and lights. But the new product line failed to entice customers. In fact, it likely put it in a worse position than before. Much of this year's financial underperformance, said Moody's Sokolianska, was due to clearing inventory that was brought in as a result of the old turnaround plan. Though it likely needed to add more products to attract new customers, its varied assortment only added to the confusion. It's not a furniture retailer, neither is it a very compelling housewares retailer, said Saunders. It's a mishmash of products, nothing stands out. Ultimately, A New Day backfired, and the company's losses began to compound. James stepped down less than a year after the turnaround began. This gets at the heart of why Pier 1 has floundered. It wasn't able to carve out a solid brand placement in the 21st century, doubly so with its online presence. Companies like IKEA and Target have built reputations based on their niches and price points, and made it easy for shoppers to find the products online and either pick them up in store or have them delivered. As a result, these businesses retained customers. All of those players have clear positioning, said Saunders. When you go to the Pier 1 site, it doesn't really stand out. Pier 1's unique selection was its original brand identity, but the ubiquity of the internet killed that value proposition. Its product line, said Kodali, is not essential, it's not unique, it doesn't occupy a space in really anyone's heart. As a result, store sales have floundered. Its latest financials illustrate just how dire things are. In addition to shutting down nearly 450 of its 942 locations, sales fell over 13% this past quarter. It saw an operating loss of $53.3 million. According to its most recent SEC filing, it's hoping to lessen the financial blows via cost-cutting, lowering capital expenditures, seeking additional capital, and reducing its store footprint, including related distribution centers and corporate headquarters support. The biggest problem Pier 1 faces is its inability to find a sweet spot. In its heyday, Pier 1 offered aesthetically interesting items that were slightly cheaper than top design brands, but more expensive than the average discount furniture warehouse. Today, the market for this type of product no longer exists. There's a growing array of inexpensive items that have a more sophisticated look and feel. Similarly, there's thriving demand for high-priced, designer-quality products. Pier 1 Imports made some serious misjudgments when it came to basic principles of marketing. The 3-year turnaround plan failed. The management team's previous assumptions about who were the customers, where these customers shopped, how these customers perceived the competitive set, and how they perceived the brand's value were flawed, leading to unfortunate marketplace strategies. The brand business imploded. It is questionable if the brand will emerge from bankruptcy proceedings restructured for business. It is sad. The chain once was a wonderland of diverse, unusual, sometimes exotic items. At Christmas time, Pier 1 Imports offered everything you could want for wrapping the best looking presents and for setting the most festive table. Its colorful, textured, uncommon home goods filled a lot of apartments and homes. But, as some analysts now observe, the brand was so far behind the 8-ball when it came to competing in today's marketplace, that it is far from certain Pier 1 Imports will survive Chapter 11. Pier 1 Imports is a troubled brand business that cannot blame coronavirus for its illness. Its pain was self-inflicted. Coronavirus may not have caused the end of Pier 1 Imports, but its great winnowing effect on mismanaged, mismarketed retail brand businesses will probably dash any hopes for Pier 1 Imports' return. So that's the end of the video. Make sure to like the video, share with your loved ones, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and press the notification bell for more amazing content. Until the next video, take care.